Welcome back to the channel. That is W.K.R.H 12 Productions. I'm Keith, and we're starting another edition, a lot of new customized and purchased first responder vehicles for the month of July of 2023. Just want to make it up to you because we was kind of dragging. We probably did drag our feet a little bit on this, but we do have some new vehicles coming, some new vehicles coming in, but we didn't have any new vehicles out there to purchase just yet. Some of the companies, manufacturers that we were looking at did not have, hasn't come out with any new stuff or new castings yet. So we didn't get as many new castings to purchase to show you. But so we wound up having to make some, to customize some, but not all of them. And we're going to so let's get going for the month of customize and purchase vehicles for the month of July, and get it going, shall we? Now, this is the first vehicle up. Is the Washington D.C. Metropolitan Police Department in a BMW M5. Yeah, the BMW M5 casting by Matchbox. Yes, you've probably seen this in previous videos, but we have since then we just wanted to let you know we made more. For some reason or another, whether it's customized, custom requests, whether it's to build to the fleet, add to the fleet, all the reasons on this one. We just wanted to add these to the cast. We like the way this came out on the first one. We wanted to make more, and there was castings available for us to make more, and get that established there. Nicely done here. Got the back detailed. We detailed the back. It was a previous unit vehicle, previous unit foreign vehicle, and we took the tampos off of that and made it into the Metropolitan DC Police, which we actually made it a state unit because it's actually a state in the United States, believe it or not, even though it's a district area. So small in size of the United States that I don't even know if it doesn't have its own state police, but it is considered a state of the United States. We made two of them to add to the fleet, the DC police fleet. Nicely done. Decals by Bill Bozo. Did a great job with that. Thank you, sir. And put that baby in. Installed that baby. Did detailed a little bit on the front there with the grill. We colored the grills in a little bit more, a little bit darker, and detailed the back. Came out with a great stance on this thing. I love the way this car looks as a police vehicle. So we wound up making that and colored the mirrors in. Colored the mirror covers in, I should say. And just detail it to the nines. Nicely done. Has Metropolitan Police on the front. And I don't know if you're gonna, as we kind of close in on it, don't know if we're gonna be able to get you to see that. Yeah, there you go. Metropolitan Police on the thing. Now we probably won't have the camera set the right way for the entire time, the entire show. Alright, but nicely done. The Metropolitan DC Police. I just love that stance. Might take a picture of it. And maybe make a thumbnail of it. Who knows? Anything's possible. A lot of the castings that we made is going to be the same. It's going to be similar castings that you've seen in previous videos. One of them is going to be the Virginia State Police. in a Corvette, in a 2015 Corvette Stingray police package. This is by Matchbox. The casting is by Matchbox. Nicely done. We just put it was a previous unit in a previous color, and we went ahead and turned around and stripped it, repainted, cleaned it up, repainted it, and with a two-tone color of gray on the side and all the way around, blue on the top on the hoods, blue on the top on the hood and on the trunk. Detailed it to the nines, put the Virginia State Police decals on it, and made it sporty. Nicely done. Keeping its traditional two-tone color on it. Nicely done on the front. Detail the lights. Okay, headlights and tail lights. Detail the top light bar that came with it. That came with the casting. Like I said, it was a police package casting that we just remodeled it into, or remade into a another unit to this unit. It was a previous unit. It was a fire department unit, fire chief vehicle. This vehicle was for a period of time. Now you know that fire department fire chiefs now go with a bigger vehicle because they have more equipment and considered more of a rescue oriented vehicle and more of a rescue oriented unit. So I figured this would be great for the police package, and it looks muscular, has a muscular stance, a muscular presence, and very very stealth, very fast in its own right. Has the state police in the back. That blue tone color has draped over to the back of to the rear of the vehicle. Nicely done. Detailed the lights, the tail lights on there to the nines. Did a great job. Decals are by W.K.R.H for police decals and deals. Thank you, Ms. Rhonda. Excellent job as usual. They're one of several vendors that we use for decals. We're not choosy. We're not picky. We'll go with anybody that makes decals and makes our job easy for us. Now we do make decals on our own, and we have continued to make decals for local units here. I figured, hey, and then just purchase the unit decals if they become available. If the vendor has one available for me to buy, like Virginia State Police. They have Virginia State Police. Why make a Virginia State Police if they have it? And if they have it, I'll buy it from them and put it on there. And if I get any custom requests, I'll probably use the vendor used decals than my own if necessary. But they usually have the decals. I buy them, and then what decals they don't have, I'll get them and I'll put them. And I'll put them in. Try to make the decals, and I'll put them on myself once I get it sized up. This is another Corvette Stingray, 2015 Corvette Stingray, police package vehicle by Matchbox, representing the Alabama State Police. Nicely done. ALEA, the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency. Nicely done. Another two-tone color that we use, a gray package, gray on the sides and around the front, and black on the top. On the top of the hood, on the trunk, and in the back, and have that black color. Have the black color drape over it in the back. Detailed to the nines, similar to the Virginia State Police unit. Has state trooper placed on the back with the chevron in the back as well. Chevron probably doesn't look straight enough. You can't tell until you put it on camera, but even we're not quite as accurate as we like to be. But pretty good, given the fact that this is a 1/64, 1/87 scale type type casting, and that's where we mostly go with and work with and everything else. And then on the side we put, detailed the sides a little bit, put this state decal on the doors, both sides, nicely done. It has a Leah on the top of the hood on the front. Detailed the lights in the front, colored in the mirror covers. Nicely done. I love this type of vehicle, especially if they already made it a police casting. Even better. It's just makes it spiffy, and then when we're able to make it into another police unit, it's great. Now, they don't have Corvette. I don't know if they have Corvette, if police units have Corvette Stingrays or any other vehicle in their fleet. Heck, sometimes we use unlicensed vehicles. We use unlicensed vehicles on some of these vehicles, and we still we try to make it a police vehicle to add to our fleet of vehicles. Always representing, but we still do it in good professional taste. Nicely done. Let's go with the North Dakota State Patrol. This is the 2015 Ford Mustang GT. This is a Hot Wheels casting. Yes, it is. This is a Hot Wheels casting that we modified into a police unit. The North Dakota State Patrol. Nicely done. We needed a few of these, and we got them made for you. Nicely done. Now we made the decals here for the North Dakota State Patrol because this is one of our early, North Dakota State Police was one of the State Patrol vehicles, was our earliest units, and we just added to it. So we was able to make decals for it before we found a vendor that became available, that made one available for us. But we said, we'll stay with what we have. Kept the casting, put the state trooper on the sides on the front. Nicely done. Detailed the front as close to the 9s as possible. Nicely done. Tinted the wheels a little bit. Tinted the windows. Kept it a slick top and detailed the lights on the visors on both the front and the back. Disregard the number on the top. It's just for our inventory purposes only. Every vehicle that we purchase and build, we put it on a spreadsheet. Nicely done. On the back, we put the lights on. Detailed the lights to the 9s. Put the State Patrol, yellow State Patrol on the back. Nicely done. License plate, and then on the other side, rinse and repeat. Nicely done. We made several vehicles for the North Dakota State Patrol, and show you this one. This one's also a Mustang, but this one's a green light casting. 2022 Ford Mustang Mach 1, I believe. Yeah, Mach 1. Nicely done. This is a green light casting that already had the tampos on it, the decals on it already, on the top and on the side. We left it like it is and modified it with more decals and modified it into a police unit. We also made it, these are also our decals that we installed on it, and we kept it a slick top as well. Kept it a slick top as well, with detailing the, with the details of the visor lights on the front and the back. We also put a clear coat on it, so this is the first time I noticed a splotchy look on this. And this doesn't seem to... It's one of the few times that you've seen the clear coat that we put on not react well to certain parts of the vehicles. I'm also going to show you another vehicle that it didn't respond well, that the clear coat didn't respond well to. It's one of the few vehicles that the clear coat didn't respond well to. And we run across that for a few vehicles as of late. But we've been spending a lot of time putting clear coat on all our finishing products within the last 2 months. So once we discovered we had a good clear coat product to put on these vehicles and give it a shine. Well, it wasn't so much looking for a professional shine, so to speak, but we was looking to look for something to seal the decals in that we install in there, without those delicate and small decals falling off, especially the ones that we made. Yeah, they make putting a clear coat on these decals make every job look professional. I ain't giving a professional finish that we was looking for. The shine just came extra. And that's the North Dakota State Patrol for that. But we still have one more North Dakota unit to show you. This one's the Dodge Charger. This is the Hot Wheels Dodge Charger. This is one of those 2011 Dodge Chargers RT package. And this is, we modified it into, customized it or modified it into a North Dakota State Patrol unit. It has State Trooper on the sides, our decals, not too bad. Put a coat, it was already black, but we took, we put another coat of paint on top of it and put a clear coat after that. Then we modified everything to look like a police car. Put our own police push bar, light bar, made by us. The push bar is 3D printed. With the State Patrol decals on the driver's side and passenger sides. And then we put the State Patrol on the back. Detailed the lights in the front and the back. Nicely done. And if you've been a fan of this channel or been a constant watcher of this, a viewer of this channel, you know how we operate. We detail everything to the nines as much as possible. The detailing gives it the pop that we're looking for, and I think that brings you, and at least brings you in the door. Who we represent on these police cars probably brings you back for more, or the other way around. However you look at it, it's still good. We detailed the light push bar as well, and the light bar as well. The light bar is a balsa wood that we get from what do they call it? Stirrers and stuff that we use, stirring sticks that we use, and we get the smallest one and we modify it into a light bar. That's basically what we do. And then we detail the, like I said, 3D printed push bar, and then we detail the lights when we get there. We detail the lights, and then we detail the whole front, everything to the nines. Windows tinted, clear coat. It looks like a showroom floor vehicle. Nicely done. North Dakota State Patrol. Now we got that, and now we have the Mustangs. Cover it up and give you a modified thumbnail finish in the studio. Nicely done. North Dakota State Patrol. How you like that lineup? Yeah. Give it a big round of applause. More to come. Straighten the camera out for you as we go along here. Next vehicle up is the South Carolina Highway Patrol. This one's in a 2018 Dodge Charger Matchbox casting. decals by Bill Bozo. Thank you, sir. Great job here. And we just put it on this Destroyer Gray casting. Now the color already came with it. You know, it already came with that type of color. But it's a good color. It's a good color for us to put, you know, several units on this vehicle casting without having to paint it. So we was able to take advantage of that and put several units on this. This is one of the units that we have done with the South Carolina Highway Patrol. It's one of the first ones that we've done. Not because they're easy to put on, and that just happens to be the case, but we was able to, you know, that's our state. That's where we stay at, South Carolina, and we wanted to represent. There wasn't any vehicles we could find to represent, to represent. So we started making one of our own, and doing that kind of led us down a rabbit hole of making every single unit, every single state police unit across the country. And it started with the South Carolina Highway Patrol. It has the state trooper in the back. It didn't have one previously. When they had these designs, they didn't put state trooper on the back of their vehicles previously, but they wound up having to do that for one point at some point in time or another, just recently as 2 years ago. So they have state trooper in the back of their fleet, two stripes with a crest on the two stripes, the wingtips they call it, and you'll see the wingtips right underneath the crest there, and then they have the state trooper on the front side, still on the stripes. Nicely done. We installed the light, but we modified it by installing a light bar on the top and a push bar on the front with a 3D printed push bar. Nicely done. Got it up front. Looks crooked, but that's the print of the 3D printer. Did the color the mirror lights, mirror covers with black color, painted it black, and we chromed the wheels. Because the Matchbox casting that we bought it did not have the wheels chromed. We chromed the wheels and went ahead and did that. Looks fabulous. And this is a vehicle that we'll add to the fleet, or we'll put it in the display. We'll put it on we might put it on the display shelf as well. We probably might make several. Now, our display shelf has the older model vehicles of the South Carolina Highway Patrol, but nicely done all the way around. Nicely done. All right. The South Carolina Highway Patrol from Matchbox, decals by Bill Bozo. Thank you, sir. Very well done. Another South Carolina unit. It's the Irmo, South Carolina Police Department. Wanted to show you that. That was also one of our earlier builds because it was by request. Custom request by a member of the, former member of the Irmo Police Department that works with us now in our department, but nicely done. This is the Irmo Police Department. The municipal police is on a green light casting, blank green light police Dodge Charger casting. Nicely done. I already had a push bar built in and the light bar put in, and we just modified it into this unit. We did the decals ourselves. Irmo Police. We got the 911 on the back in this design, blue and gray design, arrow-like design. Nicely done. Put the bumper, put a number on it, on unit number on the back side of it, right behind the back window, and then the unit number on the bumper. Now this is probably a little bit bigger than the bumper number the unit number on the bumper that they have on their vehicles, but hey, it's easy on my eyes, I'll give you that. It has the Irmo Police on the back, right underneath the tail light. That's already been manufactured. Was part of the casting. We put the light license plate on there. Similar design on the other side. Most of the police vehicles will have a similar design. If they don't, I'll tell you. Hopefully I won't forget. This already had a built-in push bar. We just detailed the lights on it. A little bit of a light detail on it. As you can tell on the top. Not much to see after that. But nicely done. Either way. We put the clear coat on it to keep that baby in there. Because, yeah, our decals definitely need some clear coat so to keep it sealed. But it holds out well. Does a good job. Yeah, it's better than and you know, that clear coat gives it a more professional look. And I feel confident about that. And so will the guys at the Irmo Police Department. They'll feel better about that as well. The Irmo Police Department for the Dodge Charger, Green Light Dodge Charger. And representing the state of South Carolina and the city of Irmo. Not far from where we live. Barring traffic, anyway. This is a purchase vehicle. This is a Dodge Charger, 2015 Dodge Charger. And it's not exactly a licensed unit. Just say AF. Not sure what that means, but we'll take it. We'll usually collect any type of police casting. This is a Maceo casting. Maceo casting, but it is a casting. It's black and white, and have the wheels. The wheels are not bad. Maceo doesn't have the best wheels, I think, but everything else looks good about it. Nicely designed, already tinted windows. This is a vehicle that we purchased. Not too bad, not too shabby. Has a light bar, has kind of like a triangle type light bar with several lights on the top of the front. Not bad. And you'll know it'll have a light bar on the back in it. Wheels, like I said, doesn't look too bad. And nicely done for a Dodge Charger casting. Two-tone color, black and white. White painted on the doors and on the hood on the very top of the vehicle, and then black hair all the way around. Like I said, the wheels don't look too bad on this casting. Usually we just have to do a wheel swap, and that's how we learn how to do wheel swaps. We just get the swap wheels with this type of casting, because we usually don't like the wheels on any Maceo casting vehicles. Not too bad. Not too bad. No push bar, just a light bar on the top. All this is manufactured by Maceo. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. And we do tend to buy vehicles from Maceo from time to time. Like I said, they're good. Yeah, they're good, and we can modify them as police cars as well. And we modify unlicensed vehicles. Why not? Licensed vehicles, we'll modify those as well. We'll modify those as well. And if we can modify unlicensed vehicles, we might as well just modify Maceo vehicles as well. Not too bad. Not sure what type of vehicle this is. I would call it like an international transit van, I should say. But this is also a Maceo made vehicle. Has the Venture Force. It's probably modified to be an ambulance vehicle, or an adventure trailer, or a adventure truck. You be the judge. Right now, my judge is that because of the design, it's a medical ambulance vehicle, and painted yellow. Not too bad. It's all modified. This is all manufactured by them, and give you all the designs, well detailed on the sides. Nicely done with the lights, with the headlights and lights on the top. Has that ambulance feel. We're going to modify it into an ambulance, but I don't know. We're debating whether we want to modify it to the ambulance or just put it in the jam room with our collection. And we have a collection of vehicles that we did not customize. We will actually hands off. But when you have a lot of castings of that particular vehicle, you can be hands off on that vehicle, and then have one on display on the jammer. So we did collect and keep one vehicle for display, and we're going to be showing you that in future videos. That of all the vehicles that we didn't customize, that we purchased, and that's added to our collection. We have a big collection of that too, as well as what we customized here. Now this ambulance is, debatable whether we want to make it into an ambulance vehicle or not. Nicely done though, and it might give us an opportunity to at least display it long enough until we get around to it and see if we want to make it a unit representative ambulance, and we'll see if we can do that. That's how we roll. Unless you tell us, unless you tell us otherwise. You might contact us on Instagram if you let us know on Instagram. W.K.R.H 12 Productions is our Instagram address. So, and just leave us a comment on the most recent postings that we have established. We have approximately 150 postings on the Instagram, and we're on there constantly. So yeah, if you have any comments or concerns, or you want to see something modified out of these make seal vehicles, let us know. This is a Metal Machines vehicle. This is, well, it doesn't have a name to it. It just says Metal Machines. Zuru is the name of it. Who knows what Zuru means? It could be, the name of the vehicle. They do have different names for for different vehicles that they've made and that the manufacturer made on their own. And this was considered to be a police or first responder vehicle. Nicely done. Now, we had a previous one that looks like this that had police on it, and that's also, we managed to save that right now, be hands off, and save it in our jammer collection with the other police cars. No details in the back, but we will modify this into a police car. That's what we're planning on doing. We'll make it our unit, a Monroe County Police unit, but this is the unit we're going to modify. Now this is actually a fire department unit, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it says fire department on there. It has a fire department crest on it, yellow, painted light yellow, to make it visible for traffic. Nicely done. And then the push bar. This is just a nice vehicle to make it to a police car. And the fact that this is a fire department unit makes it even more, gives us an opportunity just to rub our hands, salivate, and just, yeah, let's make this into a police car. Now, don't worry, we do have fire department vehicles as well. We'll modify that. EMS vehicles, we'll modify that as well. And we do have castings on that, in that aspect. So stay tuned. Stay tuned when we have videos coming up. We'll have that going. We'll get it going for you. No doubt about it. And we even have some EMS vehicles now. So just stay tuned. We'll bring it to you. We have the next one up. The Maryland State Police vehicle. This is a Jada Toys. Maryland State Police. We did this was an earlier design that we did. It used to be another unit, and we modified it into this unit. But we did that years ago. That was one of our first builds, was the Maryland State Police. We had sticker decals previously, though. This was a design, State Trooper. Let's show you what we did so far. And this has sticker designs on it, and half of the designs were sticker designs, the other half was water slide decals. We modified it to make it all water slide decals. Why? Because it just felt good, and it didn't have the cartoony effect that the sticker decals had. So we did that. The Jada Toys Chevy Tahoe is one that has the doors open. Well, previously Heck, the doors wanted to open. Now they don't want to open after we put a clear coat on it. And I'll show you how we did it. But let me show you all the details that we did first. We did the state trooper. The flag was already in place. We just put the state trooper near it and right next to it, give it a more American feel. We switched this one from a sticker decal to a water slide decal. We already had a water slide decal for the Maryland's finest inscription on there. And the unit number, we put that on there. I know it don't have unit numbers on their vehicles. We did it anyway because we could, and it's part of our inventory now. So we left it like that. We modified the back. Already had the flag on here in the back, and then we we had a big, gigantic Maryland State Police crest on here, and then it had State Trooper on the bottom. We already had that installed, but we went ahead and took the sticker. That was the sticker decal. We took that off, put a proper size on there for to fit the tailgate properly. Did great. Already had the license plate on here. Had the other one. Did the other side the same way. They had the flag on the same side. Like I said, we kind of kept everything good and smooth as possible. Everything went well on this one. This one's a Jada Toys. This is the doors that already open on the passenger side and the driver's side. Even the tailgate lifts up. We didn't want to mess with that. We don't want to mess with that because they're fragile pieces. But Jada Toys, made Chevy Tahoes for police units and investigate and federal units as well. Yeah, like the FBI and the CIA. They did a great job with that. They did a few other units like Georgia State Patrol, amongst others. And not Maryland though. We just modified it and made it to the Maryland State Police. And because at that time this was the only vehicle we had. And, once we modified it into the Maryland State Police, kept it a slick top, put some visor lights on the front and the back. As you can see, we try to keep it low profile because they have low profile in their vehicles, on the vehicles on their fleet if they make slick top. It already came with a push bar. We just detailed it a little bit. We kept the lights just like it is. That's how it was manufactured. We did color in the mirrors and stuff, but you also notice that there's not, when we put the clear coat on it, the shine on it. It's not as shiny on one side that it is on the other. And on parts of it, looks like it look like it faded out. And this is another issue, like I said, it's one of the few vehicles, this is another vehicle that didn't react quite as well to the clear coat, or adhere well to the clear coat once we put it on there. Even the windows. Usually I didn't have any problems with the windows. And we didn't have any problems with the front windows. Not even the side, but the back. Yeah. But we've had this for years. So I think somewhere along the line it had some sort of chemical that didn't react well to the clear coat that we put on today. And we didn't put it on today, we just put it on recently. But you could tell it got a shady effect. I don't know, we just leave it like it is. Looks good for now. Leave it like it is. Keep it going. But that's the Maryland State Police. Jada Toys Chevy Tahoe of the Maryland State Police. Nicely done. Next unit up is a Chevy Tahoe as well. And this is the Berkeley, and this is the South Carolina unit. This is the Berkeley County Sheriff's. The decals were made by Cardinal Police Diecast. Thank you, gentlemen. You did a great job. The Maryland State Police, we did, like I said, it was a mixture. We did the decals for the Maryland State Police, but we also did the decals for the Berkeley County Sheriff's, but we bought this one from Cardinal Police Diecast. And it looks a little wavy on the lines. Yeah. Don't get dizzy. We got you. We feel you. We did that too. We kind of got dizzy with the wavy lines that got it on the top, but we got it on there, and not too shabby as well. This is like I said, Chevy Tahoe green light casting, and nicely done. It's usually we left it as a slick top. We went with the pictures that we saw on Google Images and kept it a slick top. And I think it was a slick top on this on the police on the demonstrative on the demonstrative picture that Cardinal Police diecast showed us, and they did a great job with that. Also in the back, put sheriff. Not too much. They got the unit number on there in the back, and then the license plate. Not too much to show in the back. You're not going to see much with the lights, with the visor lights on and they flashing. On the back, it'll just blind you. You'll just know there's a police vehicle there. With the on the other side, you'll see a little bit more of the wavy lines that you think. We can lie to you and say the vehicle's contoured. Yeah, that was all us. Had a hard time trying to keep these things lined up. We cut this thing as close. We cut the decal close when we put it on there, so we didn't realize how wavy it was until until we had to put it on there. And then we had a hard time keeping those lines straight. So we learned a lesson. We don't have to cut everything off. We don't have to cut around every single detail of the decal. Just cut enough to make sure it fits. That the decal fits the vehicle. Nicely done. Now, like I said, we made one. Well, why did we buy one? Well, when we made the Berkeley County Sheriff, we made one for the car, and it's the right size for the car, but not the right size for the Chevy Tahoe, and that's why we got it. It was already modified to fit the Chevy Tahoe, and that's what it was. Like I said, it's a slick top. We kept the slick top, and we modified it to make it, for it to be the police vehicle that you see now. The Berkeley County Sheriff, Chevy Tahoe, representing the state of South Carolina. Just to let you know. One of the county units that we also can take, can put down as completed. This is the Will County Sheriff. Yeah, this is the Will County Sheriff Police Interceptor Utility. This is a black color Police Interceptor Utility made by Green Light. It's a blank casting when we got it, but it did have a no, it didn't. We just added the light bar. We had a light bar. This didn't have a push bar. We could have added the push bar, but this is one of the ones that didn't have a push bar on it. There was one that had push bars and light bars on it, and then there was one that didn't have a push bar and a light bar on it. And they were blank. We bought both of them at the time. At the time these came out. And we colored the wheels in. Put the decals on there. Now this decal came from Cardinal Police Diecast. The previous one, which I'll show you in a minute, had is a white one. So this is the new color. This is the new design that they're using, but they also using the previous design, which is the white colored one, the salt and pepper kind. This is the pepper kind, and this is the Will County Sheriff. This already had the lights detailed and everything else detailed to the nines. Not bad. All we had to do was add the light bar, and everything else was good to go. And we also had to color the wheels in. Tinted the wheels, except the center, and chrome the center. And we put the decals on there. Had the flags right behind the passenger side rear vehicle, and nicely done. And then detailed and more of details on the back than on the front. It has the Will County Sheriff on the back. It has the flag on the right. Flag on the left. The unit number on the right of the tailgate, and then the website address, along with the make and model right in between it. So nicely done. And those lights and the details was made by the manufacturer. Nicely done. We put a clear coat on it. Dang, this thing glows. It makes this thing glow in the dark without the lights itself. but nicely done of the Will County Sheriff. Now we'll show you the white one here, and nicely done. Now the white Will County Sheriff was made last month and was broadcast last month, and these decals was made by Bilbozo Decals, and the one on the, and then the black ones, the decals there, was made by Cardinal Police Diecast. Looks very similar, but if I didn't tell you that who made both, who made which one, you probably wouldn't have known, and they made both of them. But nicely done. Thank you, gentlemen. This is great. We have one for each side of the fleet. We have the salt unit of the Will County Sheriff and the pepper unit of the Will County Sheriff's Department. Police Interceptor Utilities, representing the state of Illinois. They're just outside Chicago, if I'm not mistaken. Not bad at all. Let's go with this one. Another Chevy Tahoe. This is where we work at. We work at a police department representing a hospital and its community of hospitals within their organization. This is Lexington. We are the Department of Public Safety representing Lexington Medical Center. Nicely done. In South Carolina. Now, I know there's one in Lexington, Kentucky, but this one's in South Carolina. This is where I work at, and we have police vehicles. This one's the Chevy Tahoe, green light casting, and this kind of is the similar vehicle that we have now that we drive. We also drive Police Interceptor Utilities. You'll see that in a minute, and a Toyota Camry. Now, we don't have a Toyota Camry per se to make it to a police car. So we'll use a vehicle of our choice, which will be a Dodge Charger. But we don't have the Dodge Charger ready yet. We'll probably have that done, hopefully by the end of the year, that we can show you in future. We can show you before the end of the year in future videos. This will have the police on here. We did the decals ourselves. This will have police in the back. We have the emergency and the telephone number. It's not a 911 number, but it's an actual emergency telephone number. And then we have the emergency telephone number in here. It's actually engraved in the decal, just like you see here. It's not a typo, and it's not our mess up. We do tend to fall asleep on the job while we're putting decals on there and maybe messing it up a little bit, but that's not the case here. That's how it was designed. We have police on police on both sides, and Lexington Medical Center as a green stripe underneath underneath the police on the bottom of the doors. And then the certified Ocala, state Ocala crest on it. Not bad at all. We put a light bar on the top. This was a slick top as a casting when we got it as a casting, but we put a light bar on the top, and we put in honor of Chris Brown, who passed away from cancer after a valiant battle with cancer, but in July. Nicely done. In July of last year, but not bad at all. And then we detailed it to the nines. Not bad. Chevy Tahoe, the police intercept. Of the Chevy Tahoe of the Department of Public Safety. Also, with the Department of Public Safety for Lexington Medical Center, we have the Police Interceptor Utility. Right quick, we have that design as well. Similar design as the other one. Nicely done. Has the police, has the Lexington Medical Center stripe, that Ocala Award certification crest on it, has the designs on it, has the 22 on it. That's something we did by ourselves. Don't even have that on it. That's probably the only difference that you'll see off the Police Interceptor Utility. That's been in the shop for a while. I haven't seen it. But anyway, we do have it. We do have it in our inventory. Also, it does have on the back, the emergency, the number and it on the back. Nicely done. And then on the other side, nicely done as well. We also put the the honor hood, under in honor of Chris Brown, I'll also put that on the hood as well. And then we add the light bar to the top on this police interceptor, green light police interceptor utility casting. Not bad at all. We did do the decals, nicely done, and looks spiffy. Looks very spiffy. Nicely done. Also, I think that's everything but one more. This is the 2022 Chevy Silverado Whiskey Tango. Whiskey Tango means wide truck, I guess. But nicely done. This is representing the Boston, Massachusetts EMS. Nicely done. This is kind of an extended cab version, or wide cab version of it, and nicely done. It has it's a green light casting, and it has the Boston EMS decals on it. Decals by Rhonda Corelli. Thank you, Miss Rhonda. Did a great job with that. We just kit bash. We just bought we bought a series of Boston EMS decals, and we kit bashed a good portion of it. Now, this decal was designed to be for the Chevy Tahoe. We did do that, which we did do, but we had some left over, and we wanted to modify this into the EMS truck. Now, we was able to kit bash it a little bit and make it make it fit on this vehicle by kit bashing it. Now, we didn't have to do all that much modifications to it. So this wasn't like a Lego build, a complete Lego build, or it had to do anything from scratch. We just added a couple of things here. But we also had decals from the Boston EMS, Chevy Tahoe, and the Police Interceptor as well. Nicely done. Has the casting here, and then it has the details here with the Boston EMS. Left the license plate like it is in the middle, to make, to have it glued in the middle around the chevrons as well, just the way it was designed. We just put it on there, and that's probably the only thing we didn't modify was the back. And we didn't have to do too much modification. We just had to use another decal to kind of extend the stripe all the way across. Didn't make it all the way across, and you can't tell if we did it all the way across to modify it, but nicely done. We did extend it to get all the way across from the front to the end, and I think it came up short right at the ZL1 logo here, under just past the mirror, not too far. And we probably could have got away with that, and that would have been fine. It still would have had a professional look, and it would have been very tasteful. But we did find, other parts of the decal that we could use with coming off the Police Interceptor, out of the Police Interceptor decals, Chevy Tahoe decals to come up with that, and then we kit bashed it. You get the logo on the top, kind of get that decorated, get that cab cover decorated, tailgate cover decorated. Nicely done. This casting already came with a trailer hitch on the back. Nicely done, and I wouldn't trade that for the world. It looks good. It looks very spiffy. Now, looks good. It looks very spiffy. Now we have that. We have, like I said, the Chevy Tahoe. And we have the Police Interceptor utility. Now these were shown last month, but I just wanted to make sure you get a good look at the the police, excuse me, not even police, but Boston EMS vehicles right here at your leisure. Nice. We have the Police Interceptor utility of the Boston EMS. Nicely done. And that was the command vehicle. This one's the supervisor vehicle, the Chevy Tahoe, and we'll call this one the utility vehicle because they'll probably have the most equipment to get to any rescue before the fire trucks get out of traffic. I'm just saying that just to be joking, but that's probably true in some sense with most EMS units becoming rescue units in its own right. So not too bad at all to see a good fleet of Boston EMS vehicles in its blaze of glory. And we're going to try to make an ambulance unit of the Boston EMS ambulance as well. We're going to be working on that as well, and hopefully have that for you by the end of the year in future videos. And that's it. I think that's it. Yes, we are. We are done. We are done. Thank you for your support of the channel of W.K.R.H 12 Productions. Hey, I enjoy giving this to you and sharing this with you as much as anybody and everybody else. So, from viewing to subscribing to being a part of it, thank you for being a part of W.K.R.H 12 Productions. I am thrilled to share this with you. I'm Keith. We'll see you on the next one.